What is going on, everybody? What is going on? The Catch fam, hope you guys are doing phenomenal tonight, man. Hope you guys have had a great Thursday. You guys know what time it is, man. We're hopping into another live 2023 fantasy football mock draft with you guys with The Catch fam. So hit that like button on the way in, hit that subscribe button. Of course, if you guys are new to the channel, hop in the live chat, let me know what's popping. We're going to talk some fantasy football. We're going to talk some Super Bowl football and all of the other off-season, almost off-season shenanigans we've got to talk about. So, link for the draft is live in the chat. I'm going to throw it on Discord as well for you guys, and we'll get this thing filled up. We're going to roll with a random order tonight. So, whatever spot you pick is not your spot. We're going random. Going rando tonight. So, link is live. You guys know where to find it. We'll wait a couple minutes. We'll get this thing filled up. And we'll hop into another great mock draft. So, like I said, hop in the live chat, guys. Let me know what's popping. We've got 3 spots open at the moment. And the mock, per usual, is filling very quickly. All right, Tox is in the house. What's going on, man? Good to see you. What's up, Marco? Good to see you, man. Godfather, what's going on? Appreciate you guys being out here tonight. And 1 spot left. And who's gonna take it? Oh, it's gone. Naked and something. All right, random order tonight. Let's do it. Boom. There's your draft spots. And we're not gonna waste any time tonight. We're gonna hop right into this bad boy. So, kicking off another live 2023 Fantasy Football Mock Draft with you guys. Full PPR. You guys know the roster settings, right? 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, tight end, 2 flex spots, kicker, defense, and, or excuse me, 2 flex spots, 5 bench spots. I don't know if I got that backwards, but either way. Let's do it, man. 30 seconds per pick, so make sure you guys are on your toes. Obviously, the rankings are not completely updated, so make sure you guys are making a queue, scrolling around, seeing who's available, and let's do this thing. Holy cannoli, Batman. I'm taking Austin Eckler at 1.5. What a steal. We got 2 receivers off the board, switching it up a bit tonight. We got JJ gone, Jamar Chase gone, Chris McCaffrey goes at 1.3, Kelsey is gone at 1.4, Austin Eckler gone at 1.5. Sir Boggs a lot, what's going on, man? Great to have you in the house. What's up? What's up? Pray drafted right next to me, man. Should be a fun night. Smokey in the house. Let's go, man. I'm glad that you got in the draft with us, of course. What's up, Pound? Good to see you, bro. What's going on, man? Good to have you in the house tonight. All right, so Prey goes with Diggs at 1.6. Spencer goes with Barkley at 1.7. Shane, we missed it. I'm sorry, bro. I threw it out on YouTube first, and then very shortly after threw the link out on Discord. But yeah, these things fill quickly. I mean, especially once we get to summertime, these fill like within literally sometimes 10 seconds. So yeah, I'm sorry, Nick. I'm sorry, Shane. But you guys know we're gonna be running tons of these throughout the entire off season. Probably run more subscriber mock drafts than any channel I think I've seen out there. So we'll have plenty of these going. We'll have a good time. And we'll be talking fantasy football all throughout the offseason. All right, first round, wrapping up here. We got JJ Chase, CMC, Kelsey, Eckler. Like I said, interesting first 5 selections. Seen some guys kind of swapped around there. But ultimately, nothing too crazy, right? Diggs, Barkley, Hill, Najee Harris gone to Godfather. That's his guy this year. We got Devontae Adams, Cooper Kupp, and Derrick Henry gone to wrap up the first round. And in to the second round, we've got A.J. Brown. Second round is underway. Sir Bongsalot says, "Stop sleeping and hit that like button." Guys, let's get to 15 likes. Why not? Spencer says, "Hot take: Cup falls off a cliff next year." Ooh. Uh-oh. What's making you think that, Spence? I don't know. This is the first mock where we've seen Cup kind of fall back that far, so. Marco, kind of weird drafting running back with CMC, but I'm good at it. Yeah, I mean, CMC at 1.3 is great, man. Thomas, what's good, bro? How long do you think a draft takes? 15, 20 minutes-ish. I'm about to start taking my lunch sometimes and join. Just don't want to mess with the draft. They usually take, like, the actual drafting part itself probably takes about 40 minutes. Maybe a little bit less and maybe a little bit longer. Like, it just depends on the night, depends on how long people... I mean, we only have 30 seconds per pick, but like my intro is probably about 5 minutes maybe at most, and we're usually good to go. So the draft itself doesn't take too long. All right, let's see. But sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. So. All right, who is available? I've not paid attention at all. I'm going with the rookie. I'll take the first rookie off the board. Let's do it. All right, where were we? Yeah, Thomas, I don't think I would say 15 to 20 minutes. I would say I would definitely bank on at least 30, 35 minutes to do the actual draft itself, you know. In terms of everything before and everything after, like team reviews and everything, I mean, you could probably get through the first 13 rounds in 35-ish minutes. So, I don't know, chat, what do you think? Because usually the mock draft streams are about an hour long. So, you know. Let's see here. What's up, Dylan? Good to see you, man. What's going on? What's going on? I took Bijan Robinson. But, yeah, I mean, I would say, you know, we're running a mock 3 to 4 times a week on the channel. And Bijan Robinson is going anywhere from, like, 1.10 to the end of the second round. You know, it just kind of depends on who you're drafting with at the end of the day. So, I don't think it's too crazy to see him not gone until 2.8, but it's just going to depend. And when we're running a lot of these mocks, some people are okay with going out and drafting rookies right now. Some people still want to hold off and see where that particular rookie lands. So it just depends on who you're drafting with. But I definitely think, obviously, by the time Bijan Robinson is actually on a team, he'll be going a lot closer to the first round. But it will also kind of depend on what team he ends up on, right? So we'll see what happens. All right, no idea where I'm going with this next pick. Bye-bye, Nick Chubb. Yeah, if Chubb was sitting here, it's going to be pretty tempting to take him. I'm stuck on what I want to do here. I'll go T. Higgins. A lot of interesting players there. All right, Spence says no Stafford. 29 going on 30 coming off season-ending injury. Stafford would probably be back, right? I think staph infection's going to be good to go, man. He will remain with the Rams, whatever that means. Does not plan to retire. Expects to be ready for OTAs in April. But is Stafford the same Stafford? I mean, we'll find out, I guess. I think Kupp will be okay, but some natural regression is perfectly fine to consider. But I do think, like, really, when you look at that pace that Kupp was on, I mean, I get that this was pre-injury and pre-Stafford injury. Gosh. He looked like he was close to repeating what he did the prior year. We'll see what happens on it. Godfather, anyone hear about the Mixon story? Yes. Yeah. So, obviously, it's not good by any means, right? That's probably the biggest news. I mean, really, only news we have today, right? Okay, so about an hour ago, so originally the report was he was wanted for aggravated menacing, so it's essentially like kind of a step further from brandishing a firearm. So allegedly the story is he pointed a gun at someone in like broad daylight, I read, and threatened her, which is a little bit different from just pointing a gun at someone, right? The threat makes it a different charge. Also depends on where you are in jurisdiction, all that stuff. But yeah, according to an hour ago, a new report is saying that according to Joe Mixon's agent, the misdemeanor charge against Mixon will be dropped on Friday. So we'll see. And it's, you know, anytime we have like a legal situation with any player, I think the best thing to do is to just kind of let it play out before we really panic, especially from a fantasy standpoint. So that was going to be all I really said about it tonight. Was like, we'll see what happens, right? This is a story. This is what we're being told, but and you know, until the legal process goes through, there's really no point discussing it, in my opinion. But nonetheless, looks like the potential charges could be dropped. Maybe not. Who knows? We'll find out. So, yeah, obviously not a great situation by any means. So, shall see what happens. Nick, just one draft tonight, my dude. Yeah, Talk's a nice start tonight. JJ, Pollard, Walker, I like it. What's up, Emil? Good to see you. I have your Discord message set up so that I will respond to you. I have not opened it. So, I just am going to need you to send me your address. I owe you a t-shirt for winning one of the Catch Fam leagues this year. So, yep. Yeah, for all you guys, most of you guys have gotten back to me, but I tagged everyone who I have a prize for from this past season. So, yeah. If you guys got your prize, or if you guys responded, you know, I'm going to get you your prize. If you don't, then, I don't know. I'll get in touch with all you guys at some point, so. Marco, so far, we've had 2 wide receivers the first 2 picks. Najee go in the first round. Cup fall to 11. Eckler fall to 5. I get an early pick, and John finally drafts a rookie early. Yeah. I mean, that's the kind of the point of mock drafting on a consistent basis is you just never know what's going to happen, right? Put yourself in uncomfortable positions and just continue to kind of try different strategies out and surround yourself with people who are also going to try different strategies out and kind of build different teams around them. Yeah, we're a little early tonight. J-Dub's just kind of the way the schedule's been working out for me. So here we are. What's going on, man? Yeah, Tom, it's obviously not a good situation for Mixon with his history for sure. Bijan to the Eagles would be crazy. But I still think Kenneth Gainwell is going to get a lot of work next year. And we'll see what happens in Miles Sanders. But obviously, if Bijan Robinson goes to the Eagles, he will end up running the football quite a bit for sure. It doesn't matter if the Chargers are dropped or not. Mixon is done now. No team's going to want him after that. I would strongly disagree with that statement. I mean, guys, Deshaun Watson has the most guaranteed money in like the entire NFL. Like they don't care. They do not care about these things. They care about people watching NFL games and making money. It's entertainment. So, especially if the charge is dropped, Mixon will be with the Bengals as long as he's under contract. He'll be fine. All right. What do I need on this team? I need everything except running back. I'm just going to draft Mike Evans. Give me more Chargers stock. Why not? Man, Mike Williams is a player who's going so much earlier. This time last year. But, I mean, then again, so was like Cortland Sutton. So, and Gabe Davis. I like the double tight end move. Why not, Grail Collect? Every now and then someone whips it out. What's up, Grail? Good to see you, bro. I really don't think this is gonna. I mean, it's, you know, at the end of the day, J-Dubs, when we have stuff like this going on, just wait. You know, I don't think anyone's done. I mean, Zeke, like Dalvin Cook. What time of year was it when we were all saying Dalvin Cook is done? He had his situation. Alvin Kamara had his situation. His situation's still ongoing. I really don't think it's going to be too drastic. And I might be wrong. Who knows? But at the end of the day, I don't think it's... Some of these players have done worse things. I'm not excusing what Joe Mixon did by any means. But it's like, at the end of the day, these NFL owners... Come on, man. Players have done way worse. Let's see here. Marco, love getting Burrow at the 4.10. Yeah, so we got Mahomes, Allen, Hurts, Burrow gone at 4.10 as the fourth quarterback off the board. We've really seen Burrow kind of elevate back up. You know, a couple weeks ago he was closer to like quarterback 5 or 6. I really think he's kind of solidified himself into the QB4 area, undoubtedly, right? But there was a point where we saw Fields going before him, and then we still were at a point seeing some mock drafts where Lamar Jackson was even creeping back up into that same area. But now Jackson, Herbert kind of right outside the top 5. It gets really interesting, and then you got Trevor Lawrence in there as well. It gets really interesting once we get outside the top 5 quarterbacks who've currently been selected. I think you have a pretty steep drop off. It depends on your personal conviction in Justin Herbert going into next season after a disappointing year, all things considered. This past year, got Dak Prescott, Trevor Lawrence, Lamar Jackson as well. I think most people are willing to take Lawrence and Herbert, but then we've seen Lamar Jackson kind of fluctuate all over the place, right? Then you got a lot of question marks. You got Kyler, who's going to miss at least a month. You got Russ with the new head coach. You got Tua still dealing with concussion, right? So this is really an interesting tier. Daniel Jones, Geno Smith, like, are they going to repeat what they did this past year? We'll find out, man. All right, let's see. Godfather, if there's no video mix, will be fine. If video gets dropped, might be a different story. That's true, too. NFL does not like videos of things, for sure. Smokey picked Amari Cooper instead of Godwin. Let's go. It happens, man. May have been a blessing, may have not been a blessing, all right? Who's going to be Tampa's quarterback? I think they're just going to probably... I don't know, man. It's still a pretty competitive roster outside of the quarterback spot. So you could see a rebuild start to form, where maybe they want to try and end up drafting someone. Or you could see them go out and get a free agent, like a placeholder guy. I don't know. Some of you guys saying Carr, some of you guys saying Geno, Jacoby. All potential names. We'll see what happens. Alright, I go Lockett here. I feel like I got some good upside at running back right now. We'll see what happens. All right, throwing together a little queue here. As Christian Watson's off the board, and we start to wrap up the 6th round. Be into the 7th shortly. Dylan, my sleeper this year is Jahan Dotson. Yeah, Dotson's been somebody who I've really been targeting in late rounds in a lot of mock drafts. And I do think as the offseason continues to progress, that Dotson is going to be a player who's going to be higher on draft boards. You know, at the moment, he's a little bit further down on these rankings, obviously, because most of these rankings are going off of going into last season, although they're slightly updated. It's kind of a weird overall ranking. But I definitely think Dotson in his sophomore year can make a huge leap forward. Obviously, played really well at the beginning of the year, had that down week in week 3, then he missed weeks 5 through 9, then didn't really bounce back right away. His first 3 games back, he had 2.6 or less fantasy points. Then he had some solid outings against the Giants and the Niners the next 3 weeks. Had 16 or more fantasy points in those games and kind of finished out the year like, meh. Only had 6 receptions in his last 2 games. But at the end of the day, I completely agree. A lot of good value out of Dotson. Be interesting to know for sure who the starting quarterback is going to be for that team next year. But I think regardless, Dotson's going to be a big piece for sure. So... yeah, I'm a fan of Dotson as well, man. All right. I don't have a quarterback or tight end. I think that's going to be my strat tonight is just 0 QB, 0 tight end. See what happens. All skill position, except, I guess tight end skill position too, but whatever. Keyshawn Booty, that's the only way I'm going to say it, is really growing on me the more video I watch. He might be a steal in spite of the off-field issues. Yeah, I really like what I've seen out of him for sure. draft Ayuk. Pretty nice receiver room here. I did want Cam Akers. I'm not going to lie, Brett. It's a good pick there. I really think Akers holds a lot of value in the 7th round. You know, if the Rams utilize him back to this type of usage we saw weeks 13 through 18, and I mean, you just never know with Sean McVay, but man, he was like the RB4 the last month of fantasy. We'll see, though. I guess it depends. John, can you change my Lenny pick to Gibbs? Oh. Sure. For you, I guess. All right, 7th round wrapping up and into the 8th we go. Talks double tight end like always. Gotta go for it, bro. J-Dubs, you draft Gibbs, I'm down the draft. Into the 8th round we go. 0 tight ends move this year as long as Chicken Conquo keeps going in like the last round. Yeah. You know, I think there's always, in terms of strategy, a place to go light at tight end. Like if you don't get a guy like, you know, this past season I was saying, if you don't get a guy like Kelsey or Andrews just falling to you in a place where you feel like you cannot pass them, then we do want to look for that later round tight end value, right? You know, guys I was big on going into last year, Dallas Goedert, Dawson Knox, who didn't really work out, Dalton Schultz at the right value, and oh gosh, I like Pat Freiermuth too, but I feel like I didn't hammer down on Freiermuth enough. Oh, I liked Hunter Henry too, which definitely did not work out. But yeah, I think it's always important to try and evaluate like good value later round tight ends, because then you don't have to spend high draft capital in the first couple rounds on them. You go out and get a guy that you think is going to be a good starter, a top 10 guy, top 12 guy. You can usually hold off pretty strongly unless you have multiple people in your draft going double tight end like we do tonight. But even then, still find someone. I mean, the tight end position this past season was just such a headache. Like, I mean, we had some pretty awful play at tight end. All right, let me see. I was not prepared for this at all. Ooh. Oh, my team's grody. Go B-Rob. Give me a running back. I like Prey taking Freiermuth there. I'm pretty okay at receiver. Pretty okay at running. I got both the B-Robs. Let's go. And there goes Jahan Dotson. Yeah, we're going 0 QB tonight, I think. All right, so I'm taking a look around at who's available. Let's see here. J-Dub 0 tight ends cool when you have Juwan Johnson and Hill. Those are good points. Komet is a guy I'm big on this year with roster improvements Bears can make. Yeah, Komet is surprisingly still going pretty late overall. And, you know, Komet was a guy going into this last year that people were really big on. And the first 7 weeks of the season had 2 games where he had more than 7 points. Or he had 1 game where he had 7 points, 1 game where he had 8.5. Everything else was 5.2 or less. Then when Justin Fields really started to break out, he really started to break out as well. And that is who I wanted to draft here, so I'm glad he was available. And interesting that we got to talk about him right before. But yeah, I think Komet can definitely have a good year. Are we still high on JSN with a Ravens landing spot? I just feel like the Ravens and the Patriots are the two teams where wide receivers go to die at the end of the day. But yeah, if he goes there, I'm fine with it. It just depends. I mean, Hollywood still had good seasons there. There's literally was not a wide receiver one at all on that team this past year. Mr. Bakes, are you planning on doing another mock draft with rookie picks? So instead of having actual rookies, just draft positions instead. Do you mean like an NFL draft or a rookie mock draft for fantasy? All right, 9th round, wrapping up here. Let's go, let's go. Appreciate you guys hanging out tonight, man. Appreciate you guys being here. The Bears. Man, I feel like half our subscriber base are Bears and Packers fans. Alright, moving pretty quickly tonight, man. I gotta build a queue. This is the time of the draft where I'm never prepared. And I need to build a queue. I feel okay at I feel like I got pretty good receiver value tonight, man. I really wanted Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk's been so hard to evaluate. Like, there's been so many drafts when I've been able to get him super late, and then so many drafts where people are targeting him. I still feel like the 6th round is like super late for Christian Kirk, even with Calvin Ridley like coming into that team next year after the year Kirk had, right? I mean, when it's 6.3 tonight, that is your wide receiver 11 this past year. But yeah, we'll see what happens, I guess. I need to decide what I want to do here. Bears versus Packers in the chat. Never gets old. Give me Kyler. I'll sit him for a month. Mr. Bakeslot, pretty much an inaugural draft with vets, potential rookie picks. For instance, Kelsey in the 1st round, Jacobs in the 2nd, and the 1.1 in the 3rd. I'm still confused. I tried really hard. An inaugural draft with vets, potential rookie picks. Maybe. I mean, when we get closer to more of the dynasty content, we'll see. But for some reason, I'm still confused. Grow Collect wanted Khalil Herbert but got sniped. He's definitely taking that job from Monty this year. I called Jamal Williams last year and he balled out. Take a flyer on Madison. Yeah. I think Herbert and Madison are two of the late round running backs that I'm definitely a fan of going after. But the running back, you know, what's the word? Landscape is just going to change so drastically this offseason. So many running backs are going to be moving around in different teams and everything. So we'll see what happens. You know, we could still have Monty back with the Bears. We could have Madison on a different team. We got Madison on the Bears for all I know, and Monty on the Vikings. So it's going to be interesting to see where a lot of these guys go and where a lot of their potential backups, or what position their potential backups are going into as well. Don, what's going on, man? Formerly known as Elliot. What's up, Elliot? Don? Hope you're doing well, man. Take Zay Jones. don't know why, but I feel like most of our Discord peeps are on the East Coast. You know, we've gone over this before, but it just changes on, you know, who's super active in the chat and the streams and Discord and everything, and who's not. Like, it's kind of depends on who's around at certain times. But I'm really bad at keeping track of that stuff, to be honest. But definitely could be. What's up, Albert? Good to see you, bro. What's up? What's up? J-Dubs, I like Madison, but I think he came out the wrong free agency and draft. Yeah. That's fair. Assuming Bijan Robinson would be the 1 to 10, you would value that pick as a round 3 or so because we don't know that he'll be the 1.1 since the draft hasn't happened yet. Okay. Interesting. I don't think we've ever done that style before, but it's something we could consider. Talks Madison Cooks Green Bay late game when starters are out. Too many blowouts Minnesota versus Green Bay lately. Man, I guess this was like the first year where we really didn't see a lot out of Madison. And I feel like weeks 3 and 8, Cook still played in those games. So in 2021, I mean, you had 1, 2, 3, 4 games where he had 16 or more points. 2020, yeah, I guess not a lot there. Just 2 games. Week 1 at 12 points. Not much in 2019 at all. Yeah, I guess really 2021 was the big year when Madison was filling in. Woo! All receivers so far in the 12th round. Not that it matters, but anyone watch the skills competition here? Derek Carr won the precision passing contest. I didn't watch any of it, but I was seeing clips on Instagram like here and there. It looked cool. It looked like fun, man. I'm glad they're doing something a little bit different, something interesting. Man, you guys took all the quarterbacks I wanted. Who's on my queue? Oh, gosh. Who's on my team? Who's Tom Brady? Should I just draft Tom Brady? Aaron Rodgers. Let's do it. Yeah, ideally, Cousins, Jones, Goff, Prescott would have been the guys I would have liked to pair with Murray. Nonetheless, we have Aaron Rodgers. Let's go. Hunt and Foreman are 2 guys I'm interested to see where they land. Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with that. Hunt back to Kansas City would definitely be interesting. CJ Stroud or Bryce Young, man. I like both a lot. It depends on where they go. I feel like Young is kind of trending towards the Texans. Stroud, I would love to see Stroud with the Colts, man. I would. Dearness Johnson, yeah, man. Never forget, he was a baller. Chubb was hurt and Hunt was hurt. Was that Thursday night game last year or 2 years ago? Mocking the Bears moving from 1 to 2, then 2 to 4 is tons of fun. I think they will probably move back. I mean, why wouldn't they, right? I think Russ will bounce back slightly next year. The biggest thing is not like Russ has to do a lot, man. The defense is so good. We'll see what happens, though. Godfather, I'm recording all this Pro Bowl stuff. Intrigued how it's going to turn out. Pro Bowl's been a joke for a few years. I mean, I think if anyone can bring it back to something respectable, it's got to be Peyton and Eli, right? X Factor, yeah, man, we'd love to have you in the next mock, which will probably be tomorrow night. But Just stay posted on Discord. If you're not already part of the Discord, the link is in the description down below. It's free to join. And that is just the best way to get updates on when we are mocking, and generally the best place to get the mock draft invites. Sometimes I send them out on YouTube first. Sometimes I send them out on YouTube and Discord at the same time. But primarily I send them out on Discord. You know, so our Discord members are kind of rewarded in that sense. But yeah. You just have to kind of stay posted and everything leading up to it. Smokey Elijah, just in case Roger goes there. Yeah, I saw some of the dodgeball highlights, Don. Don, it's going to be hard for me not to call you Elliot. Oh, were the fans part of the dodgeball thing? Alright, I'm on the board here. I'm draft Brock Purdy. Getting out. I have 3 quarterbacks. That's how much you guys spooked me. I've got Carr, Rodgers, and Kyler. Oh, they caught some strays. Oh, so you're saying they didn't think through the logistics because dodgeballs are going anywhere. J-Dubs, Garrett Wilson's my dynasty receiver. Don't snipe me. You got to get Kenny Pickett first, bro. All right. Prey, what'd you do, bro? Where are you? Oh, you're right next to me. T-Law and Gino, completely fine with that. Fryermuth at quarterback. Dick, St. Brown, McLaurin, Cooks, Lazard, good receiver. Stevenson, Connor, Zeke, Hunt, Foreman. Good running back room, I think, all things considered. For going 3 receivers out of your first 4 picks. Eagles defense going to draft a kicker. So you're starting T-Law, starting Fryermuth, Diggs, and St. Brown, Stevenson, and Connor, flexing McLaurin. Then your second flex, you're somewhere between Zeke, Hunt, Cooks, Foreman, and Lazard. Gino on the bench. Eagles defense, yeah. Good team, man. I mean, you're in a good position at flex. Starting roster outside that is pretty good as well. Spence. Cousins and Goff, late round QB action, good there. And Njoku and Everett, late round tight end action, good there. Barkley, ETN, Cook, started with 3 running backs, did not look back, did not draft another running back, that's fine. Metcalf, Pittman, Godwin, Pickens, Sutton, DPJ. Good receiver value, especially if you're not going with the receiver your first 3 rounds of the draft. So, yeah, man. Pat's defense, and you'll draft a kicker, another skill position player. So, let's say you're starting Cousins, starting Njoku, starting Barkley and ETN, Metcalf and Pittman, flexing Cook and Godwin. And you got Pickens, Sutton, DPJ, Goff, Everett on the bench. Yeah. Good core roster. Great position for flexing your bench. Yeah. They're really good teams, Spence. 2 good teams we started off with there, man. Talks, have a good night, bro. We'll talk to you soon, man. Smokey, where are you? Oh, all the way over here. What we do, man? Mahomes and Schultz. Can't say anything bad whatsoever about that combo. We got Chase, Debo, Cooper, Davis, Elijah Moore. Pretty good receiver value throughout this draft, man. Running backs. Oh, the handcuff team, man. Javonte, Dillon, Gibson, Singletary, Penny, Harris. I mean, someone's got to work out for you, right? You probably just have Javonte. As long as he's healthy, then someone will fill in his RB2. Probably Dillon. So, I mean, didn't get a RB till round 5. Then draft your second RB till round 8. So we're starting Mahomes, starting Schultz, starting Chase and Debo, Javonte and Dillon, then probably flexing Cooper. And then for your flex and bench, I mean, you got your second flex and bench, I should say, you got Davis, Dillon, Gibson, Singletary, Penny, Elijah Moore, Damian Harris. So yeah, I think you get through there. But yeah, man, it's a little scary at running back, right? But yeah, a good team, man. Pick it to Pickens. When we're doing Dynasty mocks, probably after the Super Bowl. We'll figure it out. We'll do one soon. Be interesting. How many rounds are we even going to do for the mock, right? We'll figure it out soon. Brett, what we do tonight, Bursky? Wilson and Tua. Nothing wrong with that for a late round QB. Strat, we got Kelsey at tight end. Mixon, Chubb, Akers, Jeff Wilson, CEH. Judy, Ridley, Watson, Tony, Robinson. So, you do, like, when you go tight end in the first round, like, nothing wrong going Kelsey, but you lose a little bit of running back or receiver value. But I think, all things considered, you still came out with 3 good running backs, 3 good receivers here to start your draft, right? Russ and Tua is an interesting quarterback room, but I definitely think you can get through with those guys for sure. So let's say you're starting Tua, starting Kelsey, starting Mixon and Chubb, starting Judy and Ridley, then flexing Watson and Akers. That leaves you with Danger, Russ, Tony, Wilson, Robinson, CH, Bucks defense, Youngboy Q. Good team, man. I think that core roster, even 3 or 2 flex spots, is a pretty good roster for sure, man. All right, Marco, what we do, man? We got Burrow and T-Hawk, C-Mac, Gibbs, Charbonnet, Pirine. Ooh. Definitely leaning on C-Mac here. Got to see how those rookies start off the season, how they kind of establish their roles, but good workout for you. I mean, you still got CMC at the end of the day, right? Receivers, we got Waddle, Wilson, Evans, Dotson, Quentin Johnson, Flowers, Rondell Moore. Good receiver room for sure. Tyler Bass and the Jaguars. So starting Burrow, Hawkinson, C-Mac, and Gibbs or Charbonnet. Waddle and Wilson. Then your flex spots, probably Evans and Dotson. See what happens with Johnston, Flowers, and then how Rondell Moore comes back from injury and who's throwing him the football. Nonetheless, yeah, good team, man. Good core roster. Look like you're in a good spot for flex position. Just have to figure out, you know, obviously it's too hard to kind of judge these rookies at this point in time, but it definitely work out for you for sure, man. All right, let's see here. Tom, we'll be running another mock draft tomorrow night. We run one almost every single night, but I only have time for one, unfortunately, man. Smokey, that should be my next team name, Handcuff Team. Have a good night, Godfather. Have a good night, Don. Realistically, that 15 rounds is all we'll have time to stream for. Actually, Dynasty Startup live stream. That's fair. I think, yeah, we just do the first 15 rounds and see what happens. All right, Ryan, what'd you do, my dude? We got Josh Allen with CJ Stroud behind him. I'm good with that. Dawson Knox at tight end. We got Henry, Jones, Algier, McKinnon, Chuba. Good running back value throughout this draft. A.J. Brown, D.J. Moore, Drake London, JSN, Josh Downs. Good receiver value. Some nice rookie talent at the end there. Niners defense and Brett Meyer. We ain't scared of Brett Meyer. He had a monster year. What was Brett? The kicker number 2? 3? Okay. Yeah, man. We'll be okay. We got Allen as your starter with Knox. Nice little stack there. Henry and Jones as your starting running backs. Brown and Moore starting receivers. In the flex, you got Algier, Drake London, McKinnon. 2 rookie receivers. CJ Stroud on the bench. Chuba Hubbard could be in for a larger role next year. Yeah. Core team looks good. Bench looks good. You got a monster defense, a monster kicker. Good team, man. Yeah, I like that team a lot. Derek, what's going on, bro? Glad I found your channel. Nice to get some consistent mock practice. Yeah, man, I'm glad you found the channel as well, and I'm glad you're part of the community and enjoying drafting with us. Undoubtedly, man. All right, like my team, but kind of weaker running backs, some decent depth of CMC or Swift went down. What we got here, man? We got Hurts and Watson. We got Ingram at tight end. I'm good at both the quarterback and tight end room. We got Adams, Keenan Allen, Kirk, Juju, KJ Osborne, Tyler Boyd, good receiver value, good receiver room. Jacobs, Rashad White, Mitchell, and Jamal. So, yeah, you're kind of leaning on Jacobs here, which is fine. And then, yeah, you are kind of playing the handcuff game here. You might see some of these guys fluctuate throughout the season, but still definitely guys who can get you through. I mean, we saw a lot of builds last year with a strong quarterback, a strong tight end, good receivers in the flex, a good RB1, kind of that hero RB build, and then just somebody to get you through at the RB2 spot. Cowboys defense, Jason Myers, so you're good there. So starting Hurts, starting Ingram, starting Jacobs and White, I would argue, then starting Adams, Allen, and then Kirk and Juju in the bench. That leaves you with, in the flex, that leaves you with Mitchell, Jamal, Osborne, and Boyd and Watson on the bench, right? You can even argue Jamal over White. Either way is fine. But, and I see he's saying, crazy to see Jamal Williams falling so low after 18 touchdowns. I don't disagree. I think the big question is, are the Lions going to re-sign him, which I feel like they are. I feel like he's not going to ask for like a crazy amount of money or anything. You know, I think he just fits that team so well and is such a team leader, right? That'd be my first question. If he's redrafted to the Lions, I do think his draft value, he'll shoot up right into this range of like James Conner, Isaiah Pacheco, Javonte, DeAndre Swift, all those guys, right? I won't be surprised if we see a lot of drafts where Swift and Jamal go very, very close to each other. But right now, I guess that's kind of the question. What situation is going to be in next year, what team is going to be on. But we don't know. You know, it's pretty easy to speculate. But if he's back with the Lions, I do think he's a phenomenal value, 10.3 for sure. So, like I said, Williams or White could be at that RB2 spot. So, yeah, overall, a good team, man. Good draft tonight. Myers fired surely after those 5 misses. Who knows? Oh, never mind. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones said Wednesday the team will be starting over a kicker. Wow. So, okay, never mind. Take that back. Man, it's just crazy. He made 50 of 53 extra points this year. 29 out of 32 field goals in the regular season. I know it happened in the postseason, but man. Tough. Well, there's an update for you guys. X Factor hits on the dot. Don, thoughts on doing an NFL mock draft, non-fantasy with viewers one of these days? People draft for their fave team. You draft for all other teams. Like J-Dub gets the Bears, I get the Ravens. Obviously only 1 or 2 rounds. We could consider that like close to the NFL draft. Might be something fun to do. Yeah, we could do like we could definitely do a first round NFL draft and have you guys come in and choose players and everything. So we dabbled with that a little bit last year, like not with viewers like you're saying exactly, but with doing NFL drafts. Steven had some fun doing that last year, so something we could consider for sure. All right, that wraps it up for the night, ladies and gentlemen. That'll do it. Thank you guys for hanging out tonight. Thank you guys for mock drafting with me. Let's see what I did, then we'll kind of wrap up here. Make sure you guys hit that like on the way out. Check out the links down below. Follow us on Instagram. Join the Discord if you guys are new to the channel. 2 really good places to communicate with the community, communicate with me, and get updates on when we're streaming, mock drafting, all that good stuff. All right, late round quarterback for me tonight. I went Kyler Murray. Like I said earlier in the stream, was hoping to pair him with literally Prescott, Cousins, or Jones, or Goff. They all got taken. So I ended up with Rodgers and Carr, which is interesting, not ideal, but didn't have a lot of confidence there, so I went and got an extra quarterback, which I really don't like. But regardless, I felt pretty strong at running back and receiver, and I'm fine with Cole Kmet as my only tight end. So at running back, we got Eckler, Bijan, DeAndre Swift, and Brian Robinson. We got both the B-Robs tonight. Higgins, Williams, Lockett, Ayuk, Zay Jones. I really like this receiver room, all things considered. For going double running back as our start, I felt like I got really good receiver value tonight. So to start the season, I'm starting Rodgers or Carr while Murray rides my bench, and I'm starting Kmet at tight end. Let's say I'm starting Eckler and Swift, kind of see how Robinson fills into that rookie role, which he probably will quickly, but sometimes it takes rookie running backs, a couple weeks to get going. Higgins and Mike Williams at receiver, then I'm probably flexing Locke and Ayuk to start the year just to see what the state of Washington is, or Washington Commanders are, you know. But I'd be really happy with Bijan Robinson, Brian Robinson, and Zay Jones on my bench. It's like the only team I think I've ever drafted, or maybe drafted in like a really long time, where I have 3 quarterbacks and I still feel good about the running back and receiver position. And my starting tight end. I got the Jets defense and Nick Folk, so I don't feel too bad there. So I'm okay with this team. Why not? Even though it has 3 quarterbacks. So, all right, guys. We will run another mock tomorrow. So, like I said, if you guys want to mock, make sure to join the Discord. Best way to get updates on when we're mocking. It's free to join the Discord right now. So, just hit that link down below. And yeah, man, that'll do it. Had a great stream tonight. You guys killed it. Every time I went over was pretty stacked. So, yeah, man. Appreciate you guys mocking with me. Appreciate you guys hanging out, talking fantasy football, talking football. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. So, Thomas, Don, Derek, X Factor, Ryan, Godfather, J Dopes, Brett, Tom, Shane, Spence, Prey, Smokey, Talks, Albert, Mr. Bakes a lot, Grail Collects or Bongs a lot, Dylan, Marco, Nick. I think that's everyone who's in the chat. Appreciate you guys, man. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to everyone who mocked and drafted with us tonight. Marco, have a great night, man. Don, have a great night. Appreciate you guys, man. All right, man. Love you guys, man. Love this community. Love the Catch fam. I'll talk to you guys soon. With that, I'll say thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, you saw it here on the Catch. And